I know we talked about openers and closers all the time, but the closing set is really the time to fucking murder it. You know, like once the headliner is done, the opener closer can really get on afterwards and be like, yo,
it's time to shine.
It's time to shine. And it's like one of those things whenever like an opener is just doing too much before the headliner, you could just tell like there's like an insecurity level. I don't know what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? It's just like you're doing way too much. You don't have to prove to me or anybody or the club that you deserve to be here. Like you deserve to be here. You know what I'm saying? Or you should be headlining. I agree. You should be headlining. But that's not your job right now. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to close, go off. And like if you go off, like if I'm headlining, if you're going off, I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna hang with you. You know, there's many times like I was in Tao Chicago with DJ Heavy. We spoke about him a few weeks. Like he's the resident at Tao Chicago. You know, he would close for me. He'd be going off. I'd get on the mic. I'd amp him up. Like we just keep it. We'd be drinking and having fun and like he's straight killing it and I'm on the mic and we just having fun. I'm like, yo, Hev, you fucking killed that shit, yo. That shit was fun. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where that's really what openers and closers really got to learn. They have to really set the tone in the beginning, right before the headliner gets on. But yeah, I mean, I miss those closing sets. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's because you can really go off. You can really go. And plus, you're like counting. You're like when the headliner's up there, you're like, okay, he didn't play this. He didn't play this.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
He didn't play this. He didn't play this. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna go off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's like a dope feeling when you have that. Like, all right, it's like you're next up to bat. You're like, yo, I'm about to hit this motherfucker out the park. Like, yo, it's,
always, always, every single time. It's like, yo, okay, you have your whatever 30 tracks in your head. Like, okay, this is gonna bang tonight. Like, this is gonna work tonight.
Yeah.
And okay, like they play this, but like, oh, you forgot this one. Okay, I got this. But like, same thing with openers. You know, like I had like DJ Gordo open for me in Chicago. Like, all those cats are so fucking good. Like, there's so many dope DJs. Like, there's plenty of DJs that are better than me. Like, I'll be the first to admit it. Like, these guys are so fucking good. I'm like, damn, they're killing it. And like, but like, they're not even jumping on the new shit. They're just playing such a dope set. You're like, damn, this shit's sick. Like, I just want to sit there. I'm like, damn, like I wish you could play all night, you know? Like, I'll get on and do my thing. But it's like, yo, but it's crazy. Like, there's so many different ways to open. It's like, I take a lot of pride in everything I do. Like, I never like, I'm not just like, okay, I got my job, I'm cool. I have a contract, I'm cool. Like, no, like I'm gonna like my set. Like, I make a crate every week because I have to show a crate to Tiesto. It's like, this crate's gonna probably have 50 new songs and probably have 50 songs out of that.
Wait, so Tiesto has to see what you're gonna play, pretty much?
Yeah, I have to basically get it approved. But I give him like a crate of like 150 songs.
Oh wow.
So that's like, yeah. So like, certain guys are like that. Certain DJs are like that, where it's like, just to make sure you're not gonna play their shit or anything that's gonna be their set. Yeah. And like water their shit down, which is kind of cool because it takes the stress off me. So if I'm like gonna play "Show Me Love" or like a remix of it, like I don't have to worry like, oh, he just played "Show Me Love," like, you know, because there's like certain songs that are a lot of us play.
Wait, so do you have a list of what not to play, or he just needs to see what you're about to play and then he says no, yes, or whatever? Like,
I just send him what I'm gonna play. He's never said no to anything I played.
Oh, he just wants to know, like, okay. That's pretty cool.
I'm not gonna fucking play Booyah at fucking 11 o'clock at night, you know?
Right.
Or like Pursuit, you know what I mean? Like that type of vibe.
Right.
So for me, it makes my night a lot less stressful. I'm like, yo, I can like, okay, I know I can just like bang this out, whatever I have in here. Like, I can play whatever hip hop I want. So I play hip hop.
Right.
And like, it's easier for me. Yeah, it's a lot easier for me to open for a EDM DJ than an open format guy.
Yeah.
Because open format, I'm like, oh, I better not play pop that. I better not play this. I better not, you know, there's certain songs like, okay, like I can get people to put their hands up. I'm like, he might play that. So like, I'm like more in my head.
Yeah.
Like if I'm opening for for a ruckus versus if I'm opening for Tiesto, I know it's going to be this vibe up here. And I'm like, okay, I can just kind of like, I could drop down and do a 15-minute hip hop set once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
And like, cause you know, if you're doing a 4-hour open, it's like basically like playing a whole night, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like you have in Vegas, you know, people come in, they've been drinking all day. Like they come in at level fucking 10 and like, you got to bring them back down a little bit, but still keep them engaged. And then like, I don't know, every song, like for me, every song I play, I'm like, oh man, I hope I don't lose the crowd. You know, like they're not going anywhere. They're gonna stay all night they're waiting for the headline. But in my mind, I'm like, I want to do a fucking great job. You know,
it's interesting at the Wynn. The openers, like I guess the music directors and entertainment directors have been telling the openers, and this is maybe for the past few years, that they need to have a 10 to 20 minute cool down set right before the headliner. It's like
that's smart.
It's mandatory, and they don't let any of the openers or anyone who's DJing before the headliner get on the mic, because they believe that whoever's headlining, that's the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they tell the openers, like, yo, there's a 10-minute cool down right before Diplo gets on, or, you know, Chainsmokers gets on, or whoever gets on. You have to cool it down. So you're not, I think there was like a couple of openers who were just going ham, like right before Diplo got on. He's like, yo, y'all gotta chill. Like, I need like a 20-minute cool down, or I need a 30-minute cool down or something. Like, so like literally they work that shit into like the operations at the club, which I thought was interesting. Like, because it's like, it's like as headliners, like when you come into a situation, you have to just deal with all these different types of DJs, and you know, they're all different. Like one DJ is like chill, one DJ is just like going fucking ham, another opener's all on the mic doing extra shit, and then you have to like find a way to like revert that energy. And the whole point is that these dudes don't care, because when they get off, it's like whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's not. It's not my problem. Like, yo, you're on next. You fucking figure it out.
Yeah, they fucking put their hand up like they just won the championship game and shit. That's like playing in LA. You play in LA, these motherfuckers play everything before you. Mic the whole time. Like, I remember playing this one spot in LA. Like, it was Mo Bamba right before me. Like, all the shits. Like, everything. Just like this, like nonstop. Like, yo, like. cool. Like, okay, I can't play anything new now, which is fine. But it's like after like you almost have to reset the room for yourself sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know, like you come across that a lot. Like I mostly headlined for like the last year before pandemic, because I was like playing a bunch of different places.
Yeah.
And like it's I don't know, like it's good to have both perspectives, because I'm like, okay, I kind of know what my job is as an opener, and then if I headline it, it's on. Like,
so yeah.
But you'll hear guys before you're like, fuck, dude, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, kind of pisses you off sometimes, you know?
Well, I think before the pandemic, we were all kind of like, we weren't like, we kind of let it go. Yeah. Like if an opener was burning us, or if an opener was like doing extra shit on the mic and like being like going ham and like turning it up and like, you know, I think like everyone was kind of letting it go. But I think now, I think it's different now for some reason. I don't know why it is, but I just feel like at this point, I think it is different. Like, if you don't know how to DJ and you don't know how to open, like, you know, you need to learn. You need to understand how to read the room a little bit, right? It's a little different. It's like Momo, when Momo was on the show. Remember, he was like, I'm not going to make excuses or try to save I'm not going to try to save people, like, when motherfuckers are trying to sabotage the room anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little different now. It's like, after this past year, if we working, like, do the right thing and do shit right, kind of a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I like that cool down thing though, where they were like, yo, we're gonna cool it down 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I was actually surprised that it was actually worked into operations. Like, you know, like motherfuckers, like managers and directors actually had a meeting about it, and they're like, look, you know, like we have to change this, and this is like part of regulations that all the openers and the DJs have to follow. So I was like, it's really interesting, you know? And it, honestly, it makes a DJ, if I'm an opener, it makes me a better DJ, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's got to play a part.
It makes me a better DJ, because then I just start searching other music, you know, and I start learning, and I start learning all these other things, instead of just like going to the same things that work all the time, you know, that the headliner might
Yep.
play and everything. And that's what it really all comes down
Exactly.
to. You know what I'm saying? If you want to check the full episode of this clip, click the video on the left. Or if you'd like to continue watching more road clips, click the video on the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new clips and videos from Road Podcast throughout the week. Peace.